Hello friends, welcome to Excel tutorial. In today's video, we are going to learn VLookup with 7 different examples. And I'm sure after working on these 7 examples, we will never get a situation that the formula is not giving us the result. We will learn how we can work on VLookup faster with the help of trim, with the help of name range, and then other functions called columns. So let's begin with the VLookup formula with 7 different examples, and I'm sure after working on this you will be having a perfect VLookup formula for the results. Example number 1. VLookup, a simple VLookup. In this simple VLookup, we will write as a simple VLookup formula. VLookup, select the lookup value, comma, select the table array, F4 to lock, comma 2 comma 0 because the contact number is in the second column of the table array. Okay, we will paste this for other employees and we see we are getting NA because the lookup value is changed from B5 to C5. Okay, so we will have to change this manually to B5, and then the column index number is now going to be 3 comma 0 for email, and for resignation, again we will change back the VLookup value to V5 and 4 comma 0, and for manager we have to again change back the VLookup value to V5, and then this for manager the column is 5, so 5 comma 0. Okay, this is a normal VLookup formula. We will copy this and paste for other employees. We see that we do not get the lookup values for John because it is not available in the table array, and we did not get Anthony's lookup values because there is a space in the value. Second example of VLookup, we will now fix the lookup value which was not which was getting changed from B5 to C5. Again, the B5 is the lookup value. We will write the formula to fix that. VLookup, select the lookup value, press F4, F4 and again F4, 3 times F4. It will lock the column range and not the row range, comma, select the table array, F4 to lock, comma, 2 comma 0. Alright, we have fixed the lookup value which will not change, but we have to still change the column index number to 3 for email address, like, and 4 for designation, 4 comma 0, and then we will also change the column index number to get the manager name for Mr. James, 5 comma 0. Okay, copy and paste for other employees. In the next video we will learn how we can change the column index automatically. Okay, we have got the result for all the employees except John because it is not available in the array, table array. Alright guys, let's move on quickly to the example number 3. This example we are going to use the function column index to get the column number automatically for contact number, email address, designation and manager. VLookup, select the lookup value, F4, F4 and again F4 to lock the column, comma, select the table array, F4 to lock, comma. Now instead of giving 2 comma 0 for contact number, we will use the columns function, column COLL, columns function, and then we will select any cell from the column number B. Okay, so this will give us the result 2 comma 0 for exact match. This column which is 2 will change automatically to 3 when we copy the formula for the next value. You see that we have got the email because the column is automatically changed to 3 comma 0, and then we will paste the same formula for designation and for manager as well. Okay, we have fixed the lookup value, and we have also got the columns function to get the column number increased automatically for other lookup values. So this is an amazing trick when we have multiple lookup values for one lookup value. Okay, this is changed to 3 comma 0. Okay, in the same way this is changed to 4 comma 0. Alright guys, we have learned how to fix the lookup value and also to get the columns automatically. You see that there's a space in Anthony, that's why we did not get the result. Let us move on to our next example using trim function. Okay, for example, we have spaces in the lookup value, that's why we will not get the result even though after we write the formula correctly. So we need a formula to first clean these spaces from all these 11 employees and then find the lookup from the table. VLookup, select the lookup value F4, F4 and again F4 to lock the column, comma, select the table array, F4 to lock, comma, we will use columns function to get second column. Okay, 2 comma 0. Instead of 2 comma 0 we are using columns function. We will select any of the cell from the second column, which will give us the result as 2, which will increase automatically to 3, 4 and 5 comma 0 for exact match. Before we hit enter, we have to assume that there are spaces in the lookup value, so we will come just before the lookup value and we will use another function called trim. Okay, this trim will clean the spaces for the v5, which is a lookup value, and then perform the lookup search. Okay, we have just added the trim before the lookup value. We will paste this for all the other employees, and sure enough we have got the result for all the employees, even for Anthony, because though there is a space in the lookup value. For Michelle and for Anthony we have got the results with the help of trim. It's an amazing formula with the help of trim to get the lookup values. Sometimes we feel that the value is not available in the table array, that's why we are not getting result, but in fact there are spaces and we can use this amazing function trim within VLookup to solve this problem. Alright guys, let's move on to our next example. There may be a chance that the spaces are in the table array itself and not in the lookup value. How can we remove the spaces from the table array? Amazing, we have to use the Control Shift Enter, which is called a array formula, to remove the spaces from the table array. Okay, to remove the spaces from the table array we have to use the same trim function, but before we hit enter we will have to type Control Shift Enter to remove the spaces from the table array. See, John, Sean, Jake and Henry, these are the examples wherein we have spaces in the table array. Let's begin. Equal VLookup, select the lookup value F4, F4 and again F4 to lock the column, comma. We will now select the table array and then lock by pressing F4 key. Now we will use trim just before the table array range. Okay, as we have used in the previous video for VLookup value, we will use trim for table array, close the bracket, comma. Now we will have to give the column index number. As we have learned from our previous example, we will use the columns function to get the second column, columns, comma. We will select the cell from the column B, comma, 0 for the exact match. Make sure when we are cleaning the values from the table array which has multiple values, we are supposed to hit Control plus Shift plus Enter. If we do not press this Control Shift and then Enter, this will not give us the result. This will not clean the values from the table array. How do we know that the formula is in a table array? In the formula bar, you will see a curly bracket. A curly bracket. Okay, you see that there's a curly bracket because this is an array formula. This is the only difference between removing the lookup value from a single cell or removing the lookup values spaces from the multiple values. Okay, we have used trim function to remove the values from the table array, and we have got the result. You see that all the values which are in table array are now removed spaces. These are now the values without any space, so we can get the result for the lookup value. We will copy this and paste for other employees. As we have fixed everything, we are getting the result. We will copy this for all the other employees. Sure enough, we have got the result. Amazing. VLookup is a very nice tools. Okay, let us now see we have got the result because we have used trim and removed the spaces from the table array for Mr. Jack and other employees. This is a very well known trick to apply a table array formula to remove the spaces from the table array. Okay, let us move on to our last example. We will now find the lookup value from two different tables. Okay, these are the employees. It's the same example as last examples. We will use the name range. I'm really sorry. In this example, we will use the name range instead of selecting the table array. How do we give a name to the table? Okay, you see that when we select a single cell in the name box, just left towards the formula bar, it says J2 because and H2 because this is the active cell. This is the name of the cell. This is called the name bar or name box. Okay, when we select the whole table and come all the way to the name box, and now we will change this to my table. Okay, we will use this name instead of selecting the range, but make sure we cannot give space. Instead we can give a special character or with no space. A name has to be no space. Okay, hit enter. Do not forget to hit enter. If you do not hit enter, the table name will not get populated. Alright, you see a drop down there. If you want to in case change the table name, or if you want to increase the range of the table, we can go to formula bar and then name manager. You see the names here. You can now edit them or add a new name, or we can increase the range of the existing table, but we do not need to change. We will just close this. Okay, and then we will proceed with the formula using this name range. Equal VLookup. Okay, I'm little fast. I have actually recorded the steps and then now recording the voice. VLookup. Select the lookup value. F4 again F4 to lock the column index. This is also called mixed cell reference, comma. We will now select the table name, we cannot go to formula bar because we are in the edit mode. So we can press F3. It will give us the list of names available in the current sheet and we can select one of them. Okay, F3 to populate the names of the table, or we can just type the name, we will get the drop down. Okay, we can you see that yellow tab, this is the name range. And if we don't even remember what name we have given, and if we don't remember to press F3, there's no harm, we can still go back and select the name range, select the table array. But as soon as we select the table array, it will automatically change it to the table name. Okay, and we do not need to press F4, it's automatically locked. Okay, this is a very good trick to have name range without giving the selecting the table. Comma, we will select columns function to get the column number 2 comma 0 for exact match. Right, enter. We will copy this for the other employees and then we will paste this to get the result. We will get the result for all the other employees. Alright, name range is a good habit to get the table name, because in case someone comes to your Excel sheet and adds a cell and adds a row, the table name will never get changed. It will still remain same. Let's move on to our last example, guys. We will now be finding the lookup value from two different tables. Okay, these are the employees. We never know the value is in the first table, or I have already given the name, the table 1, and I've also given the table 2. Okay, I have changed them before recording the video. So these are now table 1 and this array is now table 2. Okay, we will use these names while working on VLookup. We will initially use the table 1 VLookup, select the lookup value F4 F4 and again F4 to log the column index, comma. We will now use the table 1 to get the lookup value, equal table 1. We know the name, we type, we see the names, we will select the first table. This is our table range. Okay, this is our table array. Or we can press F3 to get the list and then we can select. My table is not in our current sheet, so don't select that. We have to select the table 1. Okay, comma, columns function to get the column index number 2, selecting any of the cell from the B column. It will automatically change to 3 when we copy the formula, if you remember, comma, 0 for exact match. 0 for exact match. Oh my goodness, we did not get the result because Mr. Jake, where are you? It's not available in the first table. It's there in the second table. There you go. So let us ask our Mr. VLookup to perform another VLookup and then search from the second table with the help of if error. We will write if error in front of the VLookup. Before that, let's copy the lookup value. Let us cheat this. Okay, we will copy. We will come all the way in front of the VLookup. If error, if it is an error, okay, if this VLookup is giving you an error, Mr. VLookup, what is the error value? Okay, it is asking us what should be the value if it is an error. We will give double quote, it will give us blank, but we will again type VLookup formula, but this time the table is going to be the second table. Pretty simple. If error, we will first perform the VLookup. If it is an error, we will perform another VLookup. We will change the table array to the second table. Okay, fair enough. Hit enter and there you go. We have got the result. Didn't we get the result? Yes, we have got the result. We will drag this and drag down. Okay, so we have got the result for VLookup from two different tables, Mr. Oliver, Mr. Mr. Jake, and Harry. These three names are in the second table, and the rest of them are in the first table. But we have got the result with the one formula by adding if error and second lookup performance. Alright guys, I hope these 7 examples are pretty enough to have good VLookup formula. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.